Ever wondered why some men cheat? It's a question that has perplexed many, and the answers aren't always straightforward. Infidelity, a term that brings forth a wave of emotions, is unfortunately a common occurrence in our society. It's a complex issue that can't be boiled down to a single cause or reason. Some might say it's due to the thrill of the forbidden. Others may argue it's an escape from the monotony of routine. The truth is, the reasons behind a man's decision to step outside of his committed relationship can be as diverse as the men themselves. According to statistics, an estimated 20 to 25% of married men have cheated on their spouses at least once in their lives. That's 1 in 4 or 5 men. It's a sobering statistic that forces us to confront the harsh reality of infidelity. One might argue that these men are morally corrupt or simply lack the strength of character. However, this perspective oversimplifies the issue. The reasons behind infidelity can be deeply rooted in emotional, psychological, or even social factors. They can stem from unfulfilled needs, dissatisfaction, neglect, or even a desire for novelty and excitement. The intricate labyrinth of motivations that lead to infidelity can be daunting to navigate. It's a difficult topic to discuss, but it's one that needs to be addressed. It's crucial to understand that while these reasons can explain why some men cheat, they definitely do not excuse it. Infidelity is a choice, a decision made by an individual, and it's important to remember that. In the following segments, we'll delve deeper into some of the common reasons why men cheat. We'll discuss the boredom factor, the impact of neglect and lack of attention, the role of physical needs and midlife crisis, and the heartbreaking reality of falling out of love. We'll also touch upon ways to cope with infidelity and steps to prevent it. Remember, understanding the why is the first step towards prevention and recovery. So buckle up as we embark on this journey of understanding the complex dynamics of infidelity. Let's explore some of these reasons. Could boredom be a reason why some men cheat? It's quite plausible. When a relationship settles into a predictable routine, the initial excitement and novelty can begin to fade. This isn't indicative of a problem in itself, but if left unchecked, it can breed boredom. Take, for instance, the couple who does the same things day in and day out. They eat at the same restaurants, watch the same shows, and have the same conversations. Over time, this monotony can turn into a dull hum in the background of their lives, leading one or both partners to yearn for something or someone that breaks the cycle. It's akin to eating your favorite meal every single day. No matter how much you love it, eventually you'll crave a different flavor. Boredom can be a powerful motivator for change, even if it means stepping out of a committed relationship. What happens when men feel neglected at home? This is a question that resonates with many. Believe it or not, neglect and lack of attention can have significant impacts on a man's decision to cheat. Take, for instance, the story of John, a successful businessman. He loved his wife dearly, but as the years passed, he felt increasingly overlooked and unappreciated. His wife, consumed with her own career and their children, rarely acknowledged his efforts or presence. John began to feel invisible, a mere shadow in his own home. This emotional void led him to seek the attention he craved outside of his marriage. Similarly, Mark, a devoted father and husband, felt neglected as his wife's attention shifted primarily towards their children. He missed the affection and attention he once received from his wife, and this sense of neglect drove him towards an affair. So we see that neglect can create a void that some men may seek to fill outside their relationship. How do physical needs and midlife crisis factor into infidelity? Let's dive into this complex question. Physical needs are a significant part of a relationship. When these needs aren't met, it can cause frustration, leading to feelings of rejection or even resentment. It's important to remember that physical needs go beyond just intimacy. They can include affection, touch, and closeness. If these needs are consistently unmet, it can create an emotional gap that some may seek to fill outside of the relationship. Consider the story of Mark, for instance. Mark was in a relationship where his physical needs weren't being met. He felt neglected, and over time, this caused him to seek physical and emotional comfort elsewhere. It's important to highlight that this doesn't justify his actions, but it provides some context on how unmet physical needs can contribute to infidelity. Now let's talk about the midlife crisis. The term midlife crisis might sound cliché, but it's a real phenomenon. It's a period of self-doubt and drastic change that many face when they realize that their life may be halfway over. This can lead to feelings of regret, fear, and longing for a change. Take the case of John. John had a great family, a stable job, but when he hit his 40s, he started questioning his life choices. He felt stuck in a routine and desired something new and exciting, leading him to have an affair. Again, this doesn't excuse his actions, but it sheds light on how a midlife crisis can be a catalyst for such behavior. These examples illustrate how unmet physical needs and a midlife crisis can drive some men to infidelity. It's a complex issue with many factors at play. It's crucial to maintain open and honest communication in a relationship to address these issues before they escalate. Physical desires and life transitions can sometimes lead to decisions that may not be in the best interest of a relationship. Let's continue to explore other factors that could lead to infidelity in the upcoming segments. What if a man simply falls out of love? A chilling thought, isn't it? Yet it happens. Love is not a static emotion. It ebbs and flows, and sometimes it fades away completely. This could be one of the more complex reasons why men might cheat. They may feel that the love they once had for their partner has evaporated, and in an attempt to fill that void, they might find themselves drawn to someone else. Consider the case of a famous Hollywood actor who, after 2 decades of marriage, admitted to having an affair. He confessed that he had fallen out of love with his wife and found a new spark with his co-star. It was a heartbreaking revelation, but it served as a stark reminder that love isn't always forever. When love fades, some men may seek it elsewhere. It's not an excuse, but an explanation. It's a sad reality, but it's crucial to understand these dynamics to navigate relationships better. How do you cope when you discover your partner has cheated? This is a question that rings heavy in the hearts of those who've been betrayed. It's not easy, but there are strategies for dealing with the discovery of infidelity. Firstly, allow yourself to feel. It's natural to experience a roller coaster of emotions: anger, sadness, disbelief, and even guilt. It's crucial to acknowledge these feelings and not suppress them. Reach out to a trusted friend, family member, or a professional counselor. They can provide a listening ear and guidance during this tumultuous time. Secondly, communicate openly with your partner. This might be the hardest part, but it's essential. If your partner is remorseful and willing to make amends, then an open, honest conversation about what led to the infidelity can initiate the healing process. Remember, it's not about blaming or shaming, but understanding and learning. Rebuilding trust is the third step. Trust is the cornerstone of any relationship, and it's often the hardest thing to regain. It requires time, patience, and consistent effort. Your partner must be transparent and willing to prove their commitment to you over and over again. This might involve sharing passwords, keeping you updated about their whereabouts, or seeking couples therapy. A very important aspect to consider is forgiveness. Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting or condoning the act, but letting go of the resentment and pain that holds you back. It's a personal journey, and there's no set timeline. Some days will be harder than others, but with time, it gets easier. Lastly, self-care is paramount. It's easy to lose yourself amidst the chaos, but remember, you need to take care of yourself physically, mentally, and emotionally. Engage in activities that bring you joy, surround yourself with positive influences, and most importantly, give yourself the love and respect you deserve. Coping with infidelity requires patience, understanding, and a willingness to forgive. It's a long road, but remember, it's about moving forward, not moving on. It's about healing, not forgetting. And most importantly, it's about choosing to love, even when the love you had was broken. How can we prevent infidelity and recover from it? Let's take a page from the book of famous couples who've weathered the storm. Prevention first. Spice up the everyday routine. Surprise your partner with an unexpected date night or a love note. Keep the excitement alive, keep them guessing. Secondly, communication is key. Discuss your needs, desires, and concerns openly. Don't let unresolved issues fester. They can create a breeding ground for infidelity. Now, recovery. It's essential to remember that recovery is a process, not a destination. It requires patience, understanding, forgiveness, and most importantly, love. Take the example of power couple David and Victoria Beckham. They faced infidelity rumors, yet their marriage stands strong today. Why? They chose to work through it together, focusing on their love and commitment. Remember, prevention and recovery from infidelity require effort, commitment, and a reevaluation of relationship dynamics. It's all about keeping the love alive, folks. In conclusion, infidelity is a complex issue with various contributing factors. From boredom and neglect, to physical needs and midlife crises, to the painful reality of falling out of love, we've covered a spectrum of reasons that lead to unfaithfulness. But remember, there are ways to cope, prevent, and recover. It requires honesty, understanding, forgiveness, patience, and dedication to rediscover the love lost. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please share it with others, hit the like button, and subscribe for more interesting videos.